There's a new concern in areas wiped out by the deadly wildfires, the threat of mudslides when rains finally do come, as tens of thousands still have not been allowed to return to their homes. Morgan Chesky now with the latest.
Tonight, a new danger emerging across a fire-stricken city. This Palisades home split in half after officials say a water leak caused a scorched hillside to give way. No one was hurt, but the still smoldering scene piling on anxiety ahead of any future rain.
If you were in a fire evacuation zone, is there a likely chance you'll be evacuated come rainy season from mudslides?
There is a very likely chance. We're going to have to tell homeowners to remain alert.
Teams still facing 36 square miles of door-to-door inspections before more than 80,000 evacuated residents can safely return to their neighborhoods.
They're shutting off the natural gas. They're cutting the electrical lines, so there's nothing that you can touch and get electrocuted if it was re-energized by accident.
Los Angeles water and power crews testing hydrants to find the source of that ongoing water leak. The department now the target of a civil lawsuit over a reservoir that was offline for maintenance. Some Palisades Fire victims alleging a 117 million gallon water storage complex was empty, leaving fire crews little to no water to fight the Palisades Fire. Dan Grigsby lost his home of 37 years.
What do you hope to accomplish with this lawsuit?
Accountability, I would say, and make sure it absolutely never happens again.
LA's water system already under investigation after crews reported shortages on both the Palisades and Eaton fires.
Out of every fire hydrant you've seen, what have you found?
Right now, we're finding most of them are down or low pressure.
If you had a hydrant for this building,
if we had a hydrant for this building, we might have been able to save the back out.
Last year, Martin Adams retired from leading Los Angeles Water and Power.
What would you tell those homeowners who saw that water go dry in a time of need?
The one thing that is important to understand up front is that there's no water system in the world that could provide the kind of water demand that was required in this fire.
And tonight, officials say there are now more than 5,000 firefighters that have converged to join this firefight. Their key mission, putting out those hot spots and driving up those containment numbers. Lester.
The damage from the California wildfires is just beginning to be tallied, but there is already growing concern about an insurer known as the state's last resort may run out of money. Liz Kreutz with our report.
That's our house.
These were the harrowing moments the Edwards family saw their Altadena home of 30 years go up in flames.
It feels like a bomb just came and exploded on our town.
Everything's gone.
Across town in the Pacific Palisades, the Andonian family stunned by the complete devastation of their community, too.
I froze, literally.
When you saw your home?
Sorry. And then the next house, and the next house, and the next house.
Two different neighborhoods, two different life stories, but similar in one way. Both families are on California's FAIR Plan, the state-created insurer of last resort that has more than doubled its number of residential policies in the past 4 years, as private insurers have either drastically raised homeowners' rates or simply dropped them. The Edwards family says they were dropped by their insurer last year and struggled to find a replacement.
And they said, no, sorry, we can't cover you for your home insurance. You're too close to the fire zone.
Current estimates for the Los Angeles fires show insured losses are already about $25 billion. For just the FAIR Plan, it's as much as about $8 billion. The challenge, according to the California Department of Insurance, the plan only has $377 million available to pay claims and about $5.75 billion in reinsurance to help cover the plan's losses. It's a scenario the FAIR Plan's own president warned about last year.
We are one event away from a large assessment. There's no other way to say it because we don't have the money on hand and we have a lot of exposure out there.
In September, Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara issued this bulletin outlining a new agreement for what might happen should the FAIR Plan ever run out of money. The memo allows the insurance companies who make up the plan to request permission to have FAIR Plan policyholders share the costs, meaning their rates could soar.
He's not doing his job. He's not protecting consumers.
Democratic Congressman and former California Insurance Commissioner John Garamendi critical of the deal Lara made.
The reality is the commissioner has not been transparent, and he's not forced the insurance companies to explain and to justify what they are doing.
We talked to Commissioner Lara last week, 2 days after the fire started. Can the insurer of last resort sustain this?
So currently, right now, we don't know how many policies are in the insurer of last resort that we call the FAIR plan. We're going to get a better picture once the fire is contained.
The FAIR plan also saying it is too early to determine if an assessment will be sought. And Insurance Commissioner Lara's office adding he issued clear rules to safeguard FAIR plan's financial stability and that policyholders would only have to cover additional costs as a last resort.
We'll be okay.
For families like the Andonians and the Edwards, this all the last thing they thought they'd have to deal with.
What's next?
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm sorry.
So sorry.
But I'm very hopeful that we'll rebuild. I'm so hopeful that we're going to get through this. God's help, we're going to get through this.
Yeah. Liz Kreutz, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Finally, it's the little engine that could, an invention that can save homes from wildfires. Gadi Schwartz with the good news about a man on a firefighting mission.
At a home in Pasadena, there's a one-man engine-building fire brigade.
There's your firefighter.
Getting parts in by the hour for a contraption that is so in demand. If you stop by, you better be prepared to help.
Another shipment just rolled up.
David Whitman is a high school science teacher on a mission.
I want to save homes. I'm sick of seeing neighborhoods burned to the ground.
Sourcing parts from all over, he's now assembling a system that taps into backyard pools.
So this is the fire engine, this is the firefighter, and the pool is the hydrant.
Yeah, the pools are, that's perfect. Everyone's like, oh, it's just a pool. Not anymore, it's not. It's a neighborhood defense system. All those pools. How many times have we seen neighborhoods wiped out, literally obliterated, and there's pool after pool after pool after pool?
He says he's trying to build systems so that people don't have to stay behind to protect their homes.
That sprays in 360, and the best thing about it is like no one is in danger.
No one's in jeopardy.
Eugene Goling says David's little engine that could saved his home in the Palisades. His son posting their tests before the fire and the aftermath.
If this wasn't soaking for 5 hours, that the fire would have lit up and burnt everything.
As for patents or whether others might copy his product,
if I can educate people on how to make these things themselves, great.
For now, the teacher in him, happy to show the world what a simple solution can do.
I call it evacuating in style. At least you tried.
Gadi Schwartz, NBC News, Pasadena.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.